ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरों श्रीयुधपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णकरुणासिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चनगौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम्। Hare Krishna. So, I would like to welcome all of you for our study of Sri Bhagavad Gita, our weekly discussion of Sri Bhagavad Gita. So, by Krishna's mercy, we have reached till 35th verse of the first chapter. So, let's continue from there. Okay, before that, let's understand our topic of discussion. So, we were discussing. What is the topic of discussion, by the way?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, from last two classes, we were discussing about the Arjuna's reason for not to fight.
Not to fight. Okay, good. So, what was the first reason? You remember?
First reason, Prabhuji, compassion.
Compassion for the friends, right?
Yes,
And
Prabhuji.
that we already discussed in the few verses from 28 to 30. And what was
Yeah.
the second reason?
Second reason, Prabhuji, no joy.
No enjoyment. Yeah, no joy, enjoyment even if you are victorious. Yeah, Arjuna is saying that. So Krishna will give the answers in the next chapter. Okay. Now, from from this from next verse onwards, we will see what Arjuna is going to say. Here, 32 to 35 we did. 36 we are going to do. Okay. So he's continuing again here. He is speaking again the same theme, that no enjoyment. Up to 37 Arjuna is speaking that. So let's start. Papam evashraye dasman hatvaitan atatayinah tasman narha vayam hantum dhratarashtraन् bandhavan swajanam hi katam hatva sukhina Syama Madhava. Yes. Somebody can recite the verse. Anybody?
Hare Krishna, Pranam Prabhu. पापम् एवाश्रये तस्मान् हत्वा इदाम् आदतायिनः तस्मात् नरकान् वयं हन्त्वं धार्तराष्ट्रान् सबान्धवान् स्वजनं हि कथं हत्वा सुखिना श्याम माधव. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you. It is it is Syama, not Shyama. Okay, it's not Krishna's name. Okay, translation. Somebody please. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the son of Dhritarashtra and our friend. What should we gain? O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune, and how could we be happy by killing our own kinsman?
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji. So, translation by and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. So now Arjuna is clearly saying that if we kill them, we will get sin. So because of that, we should not do that. He's saying that is, it's not proper to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra. He's saying, what should we gain and what are we going to get out of it? O Krishna, husband of goddess of fortune. And how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen? How will we be happy? So this is the reason Arjuna is saying we will not be happy by killing them, and not only that, plus we will be getting sins also. All these things. Srila Prabhupada's purport. According to Vedic injunctions, there are 6 kinds of aggressors. A poison giver, one who sets fire to the house, one who attacks with deadly weapons, one who plunders riches, one who occupies another's land, and one who kidnaps a wife. So these are the 6 aggressors as per Vedas. Such aggressors are at once to be killed, and no sin is incurred by killing such aggressors. So basically, all these 6 sins are being mentioned in the Vedas, and if somebody is doing this, and if we are killing them, then whoever is killing them will not get any sin, because they are aggressors according to the 6 categories, and it is being mentioned in the Vedas that even if we kill such aggressors, the person who is killing will not get any sin. That's the point. So who are those aggressors? Poison giver. Somebody is trying to kill somebody by giving poison. Okay. One who sets fire to the house. One who is trying to kill those who are in the house by setting fire on the house. One who attacks with deadly weapons. One who attacking with weapons, trying to attack. One who plunders riches. You understand what is that meaning? What is the meaning of that? Plunder. Plunder means we are taking away the riches of somebody else's property. One who occupies another's land. We are occupying any other's land. It doesn't belong to us, but we are trying to occupy others' land and kicking them out. So that is also aggression. Those are aggressors. And one who kidnaps a wife. So these are 6 things. So if you see, dear devotees, if you see all these 6 sins Kauravas have done against Pandavas. They tried to give poison. They gave poison to Bhima and tried to kill him. They set fire on the house, that wax house, which was gifted by Duryodhana, only for one thing, just to kill them That is why they give wax house. It is easy to, put on fire, or it is easy to set fire to that house. So they have done that. So second sin also they have done. Third, they also try to attack with deadly weapons. That is also happened before. They plunder riches. Basically they were trying to take everything away from Pandavas, which actually belongs to them. Fifth point is also related to that. They occupies another's land. So land, Pandavas are also eligible to have the property, but they are occupying. And again, last point, one who kidnaps a wife, they did wrong thing against Draupadi also in the Kurusapa, right? We know all this. So basically, if we see, all these 6 wrong things have been done by Kauravas. So they are aggressors. And even the Veda says, even at least one of these sin, if somebody is doing also, even if we are killing them because of this, then we will not get papa. So what about doing all the 6 sins? So they are destined to kill. That's the point. It's from the Vedas directly. Such killing of aggressors is quite befitting any ordinary man. But Arjuna was not an ordinary person. So if you see, dear devotees, all these 6 things, if somebody is doing like this, killing or attacking, doing some bad things, our court, or we can say law of our country is also giving punishment, right? Sometimes the punishment will be, what is that? Lifetime? No. What is that? They will sentence to death also sometimes, right? According to the kind of sin that person has done, right? So they give sentence to kill. Supreme Court will give that judgment that this person should be killed. So any sins the judge or whoever is giving the authority to kill that person, they are getting any sins? Actually no, because it is required as per the law, and also this law, and this is mentioned in the Vedas. So for the aggressors, we need to take action. We can't support them. If we support them, what will happen? There will be so many aggressors coming up, because people will think that I can do anything, whatever I feel. So nobody is going to question me. I can do whatever I feel, and so then there will be so many aggressors in this world. So we need law and rules and regulations, laws. So such laws are actually in line with Vedic injunctions. So there is no sin basically for such activities. Okay. Such killing of aggressors is quite befitting any ordinary man, but Arjuna was not an ordinary person. He was saintly by character, and therefore he wanted to deal with them in saintliness. So basically Arjuna is having soft heart. He's a devotee, so that is why he is thinking, how can I hurt somebody like that? This kind of saintliness, however, is not for a Kshatriya. But for a Kshatriya's duty is to establish dharma. Right? So Kshatriya's duty is to, remove all the unnecessary adharmis actually from this world. So it's their duty. So saintliness may not work sometimes for them, because that's not the nature of a Kshatriya. Although a responsible man in the administration of a state is required to be saintly, he should not be cowardly. For example, Lord Rama was so saintly that people even now are anxious to live in the kingdom of Lord Rama, Rama Rajya. But Lord Rama never showed any cowardice. So the ruler should be like that. He should be bold. He should be, he should be saintly at the same time also. But any aggressors are there, proper action to be taken against them. No, that is to be done, because otherwise there will not be peace in the Rajya. So that is also there. At the same time, person should be devoted. The ruler or the administrator should be a devotee or should be a saintly person. Ravana was an aggressor against Rama because Ravana kidnapped Rama's wife Sita, but Lord Ram gave him sufficient lessons unparalleled in the history of the world. So we know one of the six aggression was kidnapping the wife. So Ravana did that, and Ram took action, right? So that's required, and showing us as an example. Okay, in Arjuna's case, however, one should consider the special type of aggressors, namely his own grandfather, own teacher, friends, sons, grandsons, etc. Because of them, Arjuna thought that he should not take the severe steps necessary against the ordinary aggressors. So generally, Ravana and Rama, in that case, Ravana is not from the family of Ram, right? So he took action. But now Arjuna's confusion is his confusion is that all these aggressors are belonging to his own family basically, or his own teacher, friends, sons. So because of that, Arjuna is thinking, should I take this step? How can I take this step? Like that. Besides that, saintly persons are advised to forgive. That is the saintly quality. So giving forgiveness is definitely a saintly quality. So Arjuna is thinking in that way. Such injunctions for saintly persons are more important than any political emergency. Arjuna considered that rather than kill his own kinsmen for political reasons, it would be better to forgive them on grounds of religion and saintly behavior. So Arjuna was thinking, now I don't want to act like a Kshatriya. If I am a Kshatriya, then I should act. But I feel that they are all my dear friends and relatives and friends, all well-wishers. Actually, they are not well-wishers, by the way. But Arjuna is thinking that they are all my dear people. So I want to forgive them on the grounds of on having that he's having a saintly behavior, so he wants to forgive them. Actually, no problem. He is ready to forgive. He did not therefore consider such killing profitable simply for the matter of temporary bodily happiness. Because Arjuna is now thinking in a bodily platform. He has not come to that platform of transcendentality. So that is why he is just still confused. Actually, Krishna will anyway teach him in the next chapter onwards. So after all, kingdoms and pleasures derived from therefrom are not permanent. So why should he risk his life and eternal salvation by killing his own kinsmen? This is what Arjuna is thinking. Anyway, even if I am getting the kingdom, even if I am getting the kingdom, that is not going to be permanent forever, right? And why we have to do all this killing and all to get that temporary kingdom or pleasure? That's very genuinely Arjuna is thinking that is, But the thing is that for a Brahmana, this thought process is correct. But for a Kshatriya, it's not, because it is the duty of a Kshatriya to establish Dharma. Otherwise, who will do that? Because they have to do their duty as per the Vedas, or as per the ashrama they are in. Otherwise, there will not be peace and tranquility in the kingdom, because it is their duty to take care of the kingdom, right? So that's the case. So according to the ashrama, he has to behave. So Arjuna addressing of Krishna as Madhava, or the husband of goddess of fortune, is also significant in this connection. So he wanted to point out to Krishna that as the husband of goddess of fortune, he should not induce Arjuna to take up a matter which would ultimately bring about misfortune. So Krishna is husband of goddess of fortune. Arjuna is addressing in that way Madhava. The meaning of Madhava is husband of goddess of fortune, husband of Lakshmi, So here Arjuna is thinking that why he is addressing, because now if I am killing the people, then there is not going to be any fortune. It is going to be misfortune. So trying to point out to that to Krishna that you are the goddess of fortune, so you should understand what I'm from my side, what I'm thinking now. So in that way, Krishna, however, never brings misfortune to anyone, to say nothing of his devotees. So this is the point. Krishna will never bring any misfortune to anybody. What to speak to devotees? Devotees, definitely he is going to take care of them. Not only devotees, even non-devotees, Krishna is going to take care. Krishna will never ever bring misfortune to anybody. He will do anything only for the benefit of people, not for anything else. Not for, whatever Krishna is doing, we should understand this point. Whatever Krishna is doing, that is the right. That is the right thing. There is nothing wrong, because even though materially speaking, or in our eyes, we may think that it is not, why Krishna is doing that, but ultimately that is for the benefit of that people who we will not understand it, but there will be a reason behind that. So similarly for this in this Kurukshetra war also, Krishna is not saying, just trying to kill all these Kauravas and telling Arjuna that you enjoy the kingdom. Not in that way. Krishna is actually thinking in two ways. Krishna wanted to establish dharma through the Arjuna and his brothers. At the same time, Krishna did not want to Krishna want to benefit the Kauravas also, because now in this battlefield, when they are killed, actually what is happening? They are not going to any patala or any naraka for their to get punishment. All of them have transported to Swargaloka, upper planetary system. So that is what is happening actually. So nobody is losing anything. I'm talking about the opposite party of Arjuna. So they did not lose anything. They are actually getting benefit only, because they are dying in front of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So whatever Krishna does, that is perfect. He will never ever bring any kind of misfortune to anybody. So we may think that this is not good, that may not be good, why it is being like that. But we don't know the things behind that. Krishna's intention we will not understand as long as we are not if we are not devotees. If we are devotees, then we will understand. Okay, definitely Krishna has some plan. So that plan will be the perfect plan, which will be beneficial for everybody. That's the point. For us, we may be thinking two sides, but actually not like that. It is. We have seen this Hiranya Kashipu's case, Shishupala's case. Everybody, whoever have been killed by Krishna, even all the asuras who came when Krishna was small in Vrindavan, everybody got salvation, or everybody got mukti. Krishna did not spare any, even demons also. He maybe killed their external body, but Krishna gave him the ultimate, a destination for them. Some of them went back to spiritual world. That is the surprising thing. Putana, she came to kill Krishna, and Krishna killed her, basically killed her body, and gave a position of, motherly gopi in Vrindavan, in the spiritual world. So Putana is now there in the spiritual world, not in this material world or any Naraka. She tried to kill Krishna, but see the mercy of Krishna. Similarly, many of the asuras killed by Krishna, all of them got mukti. What to speak of even Agasura, that is very specifically mentioned in the section of Bhagavatam. Agasura, who came as a big serpent, python, he tried to kill Krishna and all his friends. And when Krishna killed Agasura, it is said that Agasura got Saropya Mukti. He is also in the spiritual world. He has not just got, he is not just gone to any, Brahma Jyoti or something. He has got proper form in the spiritual world. So that's great. That's the mercy of Krishna. So whatever Krishna does, that's the perfect plan. Krishna's plan is the perfect plan. So we should never think that that's a wrong plan. Why Krishna is doing that? No, there will be a solid reason behind that, and that plan of Krishna will be beneficial for everybody. He never brings any misfortune. So this is what we need to understand. Okay, coming to the next verses, 37 to 38. Yadyapi etena pashyanti lobhopahata chetasah kulakshaya kritam dosham mitra drohe cha patakam katam na jneyam asmabhi papat asman nivartitum kulakshaya kritam dosham prapashyad janardana. Sorry, prapashyad janardana. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Yadyapete na pashyandi lobo pahadachedasaha kulakshayakridam dosham mitradrohe cha patakam katham na jneyamasmabhi pabadasma nivartidum kulakshayakritam dosham prabhasyadbhir janardhana. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes. Translation, someone please.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. O Janardana, although these men, their hurt overtaken by greed, see no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends, why should we, who can see the crime in destroying a family, engage in this act of sin? Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. So again, Arjuna is pointing out here in verse number 37 and 38, he is going to tell, is saying that, O Janardana, although these men, if you see here, one second. O Janardana, although these men, their hearts overtaken by greed, whose heart? The Kauravas, right? Because they were having greed. They want everything. See no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends. So they don't have any problem. See, Kauravas are not at all thinking like how Arjuna is thinking. Arjuna is having that compassion on them. Oh, I am fighting against my own relatives. But do you think that Duryodhana is thinking that way? No, no one. Nobody on that side. So that is the point. So they are overtaken by greed actually. So Arjuna is saying, why should we do that? Who can see the crime in destroying a family, engage in these acts of sin? Okay, they may not be thinking in that way, but why we have to do? That is what Arjuna is saying. So we may get sin. Again, Arjuna is pointing out that we may get sin. So if you see here in this verse, from 36 onwards, we can see the previous verse also. Arjuna is saying that we will get sin. So this is the third reason, dear devotees. Reason number 3 is fear of sinful reactions. Okay. So first reason was compassion for the friends and relatives. Second was no enjoyment, even if we are victorious. Third is the fear of sinful reaction. So we can see that from verse number 36 onwards. Here Arjuna is saying that we will get sin, and 37 and 38 also Arjuna is saying that we are going to get sin if we are going to. So is basically fear of sinful actions if killing the Kauravas. So that's the third reason. Okay. Srila Prabhupada's purport: a Kshatriya is not supposed to refuse a battle or gamble when he is so invited by some rival party. Under such an obligation, Arjuna could not refuse to fight because he had been challenged by the party of Duryodhana. So this is the case. Kshatriya, as per their Kshatriya codes or ethics, there is some code of ethics for Kshatriyas also, for all ashramas. Kshatriya is somebody is actually challenging them, then we have to, Kshatriya has to, battle. Even gambling also, this is what has happened. Actually, Yudhishthira Maharaj was not supposed to, he was not interested to do any gambling. He will not do. He will not challenge Kauravas party and, invite them for gambling. This did not happen. Not that Not that Yudhishthira Maharaj had arranged a gambling match and invited Kauravas and come and play with me. He did not do that. Actually, they challenged the Yudhishthira. That is the problem, no? They only arranged everything, and under the direction of Shakuni, Duryodhana arranged a gambling match, and they called and challenged who? Yudhishthira. So, being a Kshatriya, he cannot deny that. Even a gambling match, or if it is a battle, if somebody is challenging us saying that you come and fight with me, and if somebody is challenging, then they have to fight. That's the code of ethics of Kshatriya. So it will become an obligation. So we can't say that, definitely this war also, they only wanted this war to happen. So they challenged, and now Yudhishthira and Arjuna, they are now in the battlefield to fight. Before even the gambling match were, we know that, very notorious, or we can say very bad gambling match happened. And Yudhishthira was challenged by them. So he had to, say yes to that gambling match. Otherwise, he can't deny it, being a Kshatriya. Arjuna could not refuse it because he had been challenged by the party of Duryodhana. In this connection, Arjuna considered that other party might be blind to the effects of such a challenge. Arjuna, however, could see the evil consequences and could not accept the challenge. So even though all these things are there, code of ethics and all, Kshatriya ethics and all, but still Arjuna, because he is a devotee, he is having that saintliness in his heart. So that is why he is seeing consequence for this thing. So obligation is actually binding when the effect is good, but when the effect is otherwise, then no one can be bound. Considering all these pros and cons, Arjuna decided not to fight. So Arjuna is thinking in that way. Okay, I have to, it's an obligation for me that I should fight, but if the consequence of this or effect of this, obligation is not good, then why have to do that? This is what Arjuna is thinking. Again, this is again because of his saintliness, because of his soft-heartedness, he is thinking like that. We know that when gambling match happened, Yudhishthira Maharaj was not interested initially. He knew that this is wrong to do this. Gambling is the wrong thing. I should not do this. But what to do? He has challenged, and he had to accept it. No other way. He accepted it, and he knew that Krishna will not like it. So it is said that why all this, because Yudhishthira lost everything. He lost everything, including his wife. So Krishna is then, later on, after all these wars and everything, after getting the kingdom back, Yudhishthira Maharaj is speaking to Krishna one day and asking, Krishna, you knew that all this happened, but why you did not come? Why you did not help me? Krishna said, you did not call me. I was waiting for you. You were thinking, because Yudhishthira was so kind, Yudhishthira was such a great person, he was thinking that Krishna may not like it, so if I don't want to disturb Krishna for this, okay, let me handle this, myself. I don't want to disturb Krishna. Not that, Krishna, because of his respect and love for Krishna, Duryodhana thought that, okay, I can manage this. Okay, anyway, I am a Kshatriya, I have to do this. So let me manage it. So Krishna was telling him, you did not call me. But when Draupadi called me, that's why I came. So like that. So, but again, this is all plan of the, Supreme Lord, and to teach all of us how we have to, what we should do and what we should not do. So these are the lessons actually. Krishna and his devotees, they are teaching through different pastimes. Next verse. So this is the fourth reason we are going to now study. So three reasons we already completed: compassion for relatives and friends, now enjoyment for even if victorious, fear of sinful reactions, third one. Fourth one is this one, what we are going to see now from 39 onwards till 43, 39 to 43 verse number. Destruction of family traditions. Now Arjuna is going to give reasons about destruction of family traditions. This is the fourth reason. Kulakshaye pranashyanti kuladharma sanatanaha dharme nashte kulam krishnam adharmo bibbhavatyuta. Yes. Hare Krishna. Somebody please.
Hare Krishna. Kulakshaya pranashyanti kula dharma sanatana dharme nashte kulam krishnam adharmo bibhavatyuta.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
With
Krishna.
the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in a religion.
Thank you. So here Arjuna is saying another reason. He's saying that there is going to be kulakshaya. There is going to be destruction of the family traditions. If I am killing them, that's what. With the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished. Thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion. So that family tradition will be destroyed, and the future generation will involved in irreligion. That is what Arjuna is saying. Srila Prabhupada's purport. In the system of Varnashrama institution, there are many principles of religious traditions to help members of the family grow properly and attain spiritual values. The elder members are responsible for such purifying process in the family, beginning from the birth to death. But on the death of the elder members, such family traditions of purification may stop, and the remaining younger family members may develop irreligious habits and thereby lose their chance for spiritual salvation. Therefore, for no purpose should the elder members of the family be slain. So basically, Arjuna's reason is that he is saying that because all the elderly people are there in the battlefield. So Arjuna is thinking that if I am killing them, the entire family tradition will be vanquished, and the future generation will become, will be involved in irreligion. So Srila Prabhupada is mentioning the purport that as per the Varnashrama system, spiritual values has to be retained. So generally what is happening is that the elder members of the family, if they are religious, this we can see in our family also. If the elder members of the family are religious, automatically they will set a proper religious culture in their family, right? So what will happen, that elder member will be an example for others. So automatically the younger members will follow the elder members. That's the tradition, right? So if the elder members are following religious traditions, then definitely the younger members will follow that, and it should go as a parampara. Basically, this is what should happen. So right from the birth to death, there are some purificatory process as per the religious codes. So the point is that if the elder members are if they are killed, what will happen? Then this purification may stop in between, because younger family members are not matured enough to they are not fully equipped or having the capacity to take over it and again continue the same tradition. Maybe they are not matured enough at that point. So Arjuna is thinking that so the purification may stop, and younger family members, if they are not following the religious principles, then they will take up some irreligious activities, irreligious habits, and what will happen? The chance for spiritual salvation or spiritual advancement will be lost, and the family will be degraded. So this is what Arjuna is thinking. Genuine thought. Okay, let's see what is next. Continuing in the same theme of destruction of the family dynasty. Adharma bhibhat Krishna pradyushyanti kulastriyah strishu दुष्टासु वर्ष्णेय जायते वर्णसंकरः. Yes. Someone please.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Okay, Mataji, please continue.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Adharma Krishna pradushyanti स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्णसंकरा.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, translation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
When irreligion is prominent in the family, O Krishna, the women of the family become polluted, and from the degradation of womanhood, O descendant of Vrishni, comes unbonded progeny. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So Arjuna is again saying that when irreligion is prominent, because in the previous verse Arjuna already said that when the family traditions are lost, the next generation will take up irreligious activities. So continuing to that, he is saying when irreligion is prominent in the family, O Krishna, the women of the family will become polluted. And if the woman is polluted, degradation of womanhood, then there will be unwanted progeny. There will be unwanted, because women are polluted. What will happen? There will be varna sankara. Varna sankara means unwanted progeny. So what is the meaning of that? Actually, as per the Vedic culture, as per the Vedas, it is mentioned that Kshatriyas should marry Kshatriyas. The marriage should happen between the two equal families. And sometimes Brahmanas will marry Kshatriya woman. That possibility is there. But Kshatriya king cannot marry the Brahman lady. That's not the culture. Similarly, Kshatriyas and Kshatriyas can have marriage relationships, and Brahmanas can have. That is there. And so like that. So there are some rules as per the scriptures. So if that is not being followed, what will happen? Then that is called as Varna Sangara. Means anybody can mingle with anybody, then that causes unwanted progeny. So what is happening? That the complete system, that Vedic tradition is being lost. This is what is happening in this current world. People are not at all concerned about all these things. They don't know. So anybody, they can do whatever they feel they were, whatever the mind says, they say, I'm doing that. So nobody is taking care of any of these traditions. So these are very important, because the thing is that Brahmanas, if they get married, generally, because they are all brought up in the same way, they are all in the same ashram, same varna, and their thought process will be same, their culture will be same, everything will be same. So what will happen? The peace and what is the healthiness of the married life will be healthy. But if there are two different traditions, two different culture, then when they come together, it is not easy, because it is not easy to take it forward, because the reason is that different mindsets, different thought process, different culture, so everything will be distorted. So that is why as per Vedas there are some rules given, but nowadays nobody is following this. So Arjuna is concerned about the same thing. He is thinking that when the elderly family members are killed, then there will be destruction in the dynasty, and also it will be, what will happen? Irreligion will be prominent in the family. Then women may get polluted, or we can say degraded, because of unwanted, unrestricted interactions, and that will result in unwanted progeny, and that will create bad population. Instead of good population, there will be bad population. That population, the unwanted, the Varna Sankara population will be will not be having any spiritual values. They will be completely out of the Vedic principles. So Srila Prabhupada's purport, he says, good population in human society is the basic principle for peace, prosperity and spiritual progress in life. So this is very important actually. So good population in the society, that brings the peace, prosperity in the society. And of course, that will be platform for spiritual advancement also. So it's very important to have. So that is why there is a system of astrology, there is a system of matching, this family match and astrological match. All these things are actually Vedic traditions. It's not man-made things. So basically, as per Vedas, there are some things to be followed. So if there are two different, different cultures, and then it's not easy to go together as a family. It's not easy. So that's the reason there are some rules and regulations, but people are not following. So good population means there will be peace and prosperity in the society. The Varnashrama's religious principles were so designed that good population would prevail in the society for the general spiritual progress of the state and community. So this is the point. So why this Varnashrama system is there? So Varnashrama system is as per the Vedas, and this system actually is designed to have good population. And not only that, the ultimate purpose of Varnashrama is giving a platform for spiritual progress also. So there are two things in Varnashrama. There are two benefits of having Varnashrama system. What is that? First benefit is that while living in this world, there will be peace and prosperity and happiness, because we are following some systems where we are following some Vedic principles and cultures, and so there will be peace and prosperity. Secondly, that Varnashrama system should give should be a platform for the spiritual progress also. So there are two benefits of having Varnashrama. One is, while living in this world, we will be having peace and prosperity. Also, this Varnashrama system is supporting our spiritual progress also, because the culture will be in such a way that everybody is taking up spirituality in their life, and gradually they will be progressing in the spiritual life. So this is the purpose of Varnashrama system. And in this current world, in our current situation, there is no system at all. There is no Varnashrama system at all. That is why there is no peace, no prosperity, and no spiritual interest. And nobody is interested in spirituality also, right? So we can see that this is not there. But in the previous ages, like when Yudhishthira Maharaj was ruling, when Parishad Maharaj was ruling, or maybe before any other times, there were some cultures prevailing, because that Varnashrama system was being followed properly. So such population, Srila Prabhupada says, such population depends on the chastity and the faithfulness of his womanhood. As children are very prone to be misled, women are similarly very prone to degradation. Therefore, both children and women require protection by the elder family members. So, a very important point. The population, the chastity and faithfulness of the womanhood has to be protected actually. So, as we know that it's a nature actually. Children, it is said in Vedas that we need to protect the children, we need to protect women, and we need to protect the elderly people. This is as per the Vedas, because elderly people, they are old, so they may be maybe not strong enough to follow something, and women are generally, they are soft hearted, so people can take them for a ride, or can misuse them in some way, cheat them easily. And children also, they are also very prone to get misled, right? Because they don't have any knowledge, so easily they can be misled. So it is said in the Vedas that all these three category of people should give protection. So men should give protection to these three categories. If not protected, what will happen? There will be problems, because children will be misled, women will be misled, and things will be distorted. So by being, see further he says, by being engaged in various religious practices, women will not be misled into adultery. So religious practices are there. If the people are following principles properly, then women will be protected. Because the men will not try to misuse the women also, and women will be properly protected, and they will be they'll be maintaining their chastity. So from both the sides, it is not only from one side. If the women also having proper understanding and Vedic knowledge, then they will follow the they will remain chaste. And if the men are religious, they also know that no, we have to follow some religious codes, so they will also behave properly, then there will not be any problems, adultery. According to Chanakya Pandit, women are generally not very intelligent and therefore not trustworthy, so the different family traditions of religious activities should always engage them, and thus their chastity and devotion will give birth to a good population eligible for participating in the Varnashrama system. On the failure of such Varnashrama dharma, naturally the women became free to act and mix with men, and thus adulteries indulge in at the risk of unwanted population. Irresponsible men also provoke adultery in society, and thus unwanted children flood the human race at the risk of war and pestilence. So Chanakya Pandit is a very great, he is a very famous personality. I hope all of you have heard about him. And he, please don't misunderstand this statement. Women are generally not very intelligent and not trustworthy. It doesn't mean that it is not because of, it's not a weakness basically. The nature of women is they are soft-hearted. Because of that soft-heartedness, they will be, they will believe everybody easily. If somebody is trying to cheat them also, they will not understand sometimes. They will, they will think that, women will think that, okay, this person is, proper and, not trying to cheat. So they will have put faith in people very easily. So that is the reason only it is said, because there are people who are trying to misuse that weakness, that this soft-heartedness. So that is why it is being said like this. So please don't misunderstand in a different way. Please don't take it in a different way. So that is because there are people who are trying to misuse, take opportunities for each and every situation. So that is why. So that because the nature of women is like that. Women are mostly soft-hearted, and men are little more hard-hearted, in the sense that, so to take a decision, or to take a proper bold decision, or proper decision, maybe men will be able to think in different perspectives, and they will be good in taking some important decisions than women mostly. And women are mostly sentimental, and also they are soft-hearted, and they can be easily cheated. So that is why always in a family tradition, if you see the women, if we have a religious husband and wife, there will be very nice. They will be leading a very nice family life, because the husband will be a responsible person, and he will be following all the codes and moral ethics and religious principles. Same time, wife is also a chaste wife, is devoted to husband, and at the same time, and whatever because she is completely depending on the husband, and she is also knowing the things, knowing the systems, or the codes, and she is supporting the husband. So they will be having a good life. So that is the success of a family life basically. So here protecting this chastity is very important, and men should give protection to children, children, women, and the elderly people. So that's the varnashrama system. But if there is a failure in the varnashrama dharma, what will happen? Naturally, what will happen? Women will become free to act and mix with men. So this is what is happening in this current world, right? Everybody is having that, taking the advantage of freedom and acting, mixing with anybody, irrespective of anything, irrespective of any kind of Vedic culture, right? And that will result in unwanted population, basically. And also, Srila Prabhupada is also telling about irresponsible men also. Okay, he's saying that irresponsible men means people who are not responsible and who try to cheat or try to misuse the women. They are called as irresponsible men. So irresponsible men also provoke adultery in the society. So they are also should be we should be aware about that also. So irresponsible men also provoke adultery in the society, and thus unwanted children flood the human race at the risk of war and pestilence. So this is the situation of this world now. Now currently, so much nobody is following. So there is no proper varnashrama system prevailing. Because of that, anybody can mix with anybody, and just on the just for the sense gratification, people are mingling, interacting. And what is happening? The future of this world is very bad because of that. So there is no system in place. The men are polluted and women are also polluted. So all the categories are polluted now. So what is the result of it? Then when they are giving birth to a children, the child who is taking birth also will be polluted, basically. So that is why it is very, very important. We may not be able to change the entire world, but at least from our family onwards, we can try to implement some systems, varnashrama dharma in our family, and slowly, gradually, whomever we can teach them or make them understand the Vedic values, Vedic principles, we should do that. So the family, there are so many systems to be followed, right from conceiving a child. Before conceiving a child, the husband and wife should plan for having a spiritually inclined child or a devotee child. For that, there is some principles, or there are some systems being mentioned in the Vedas, which is called as Garbhadana Samskara. There are a lot of samskaras like that. So it starts from before the conception, or maybe during the planning stage, and till the death there is a samskara. So before conceiving a child, or from the planning stage till the death, there are different samskaras to be followed. So Garbhadana Samskara is something which is before Garbhan, before that union of male and female, and it starts from there. Then when the child is born, then and in between, when the woman is pregnant, there are some samskaras to have a good Krishna conscious child, and after that there are some other samskaras after taking birth, and then after that there is more samskaras, like Anna, first Anna we are giving. Then there is something called Upanayana Samskara, spiritual initiation. There is something. Then like that, even death. After during the death, what will happen? There is something called Shraddha ceremonies, right? So that is also samskara. So there are so many samskaras as per Vedas. So not everybody is following this. Not everybody is aware about it. But this is very, very important. As much as possible, if we follow this in our life, then we will be having very good, very good future. We can say very good future generation, because we want good generation, right? We want devotees, or we want good population, not unwanted population. We want population who are ready to follow some Vedic principles, who are spiritually inclined. We need people like that. Otherwise, this society will be degraded. So we will not be able to change the entire world, but at least from our family onwards, whatever we can do in our family, we can try. That is the point we are trying to make. So we will further see in the coming classes from 41 onwards. There are a few more verses in the same theme of destruction of family traditions. Until 43, verse number 43 it is the same theme. Okay. So let's see in the next class. Thank you very much. Shri Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Samaveda Gaura Bhakta Vranda ki jai. Gaura Premanande. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Anybody has any questions to ask or anything to discuss or anything to share? Please.